Just outside Haiphong, Vietnam, there is a place where history, nature, and spirituality come together. Today, my friend and I are taking a motorcycle ride to Bạch Đằng Giang, a historic site connected to some of the most important battles in Vietnamese history. As we enter through its grand gates, the busy streets slowly disappear behind us, replaced by peaceful gardens, traditional architecture, temples, and rows of green trees. We'll also see the famous wooden stakes recreated here, reminding visitors of the historic battles once fought on the Bạch Đằng River. From ancient history and spiritual sites to quiet corners of nature and the people who come here to visit and pay their respects, this place has much more to explore than I expected. So today, let's take a walk through Bạch Đằng Giang and discover what makes this place so special. Hi, I'm Sang, a 27-year-old freelance video editor from Haiphong, Vietnam. A few months ago, I left my office job and decided to use half of my savings for a hair transplant, hoping to regain my confidence and pursue my dream of becoming a YouTube content creator. Today, my friend and I are taking you to explore an important historical site in Haiphong. We started our journey by motorbike at around 3 p.m., and the weather was beautiful. It takes about 45 minutes to ride from my home to this historical site by motorbike. The roads are quite clear and not too crowded, so the journey is pretty comfortable. This is a gas station in Vietnam, where both motorbikes and cars come to refuel. As we continue, we're passing by Diamond Crown, one of the tallest residential buildings in Haiphong. It's still being completed, and the construction is almost finished. The weather is quite cool and pleasant today, so it feels much more comfortable for people to go to work, run errands, or simply go out and enjoy the day. This is Pon Gia Bridge, connecting Haiphong with Vu Yên Island. It was built just a few years ago and has quickly become one of the new landmarks of the area. The bridge crosses the Cum River, and Vu Yên Island has recently become a new destination for entertainment and leisure in Haiphong. After riding farther away from the city center, we've arrived in Thuy Nguyen, Haiphong. As you can see, there are many limestone mountains and rocky hills around this area. It's one of the places with the most mountainous landscapes in Haiphong. You can also see these elevated railway tracks made of steel. They run like bridges and are used to transport limestone and other materials to the nearby cement factories, including Haiphong Cement Factory. Right in front of you is the Visum Haiphong Cement Factory. We're getting quite close to the historical site we're heading to now. Since we're quite far from the city center, the roads here are much quieter and more open. There are fewer people around, so it feels really peaceful and less crowded. Finally, we've arrived! This is the main entrance to the Bạch Đằng Giang historical site. With its impressive two-story gate designed in a traditional Vietnamese and Asian architectural style. There's no entrance fee to visit this historical site, and many of the services here are free as well. There's also free parking for both motorbikes and cars, with parking available inside the site. The site is open every day, including public holidays, so visitors from all over can come here to explore and learn about its history. Right next to the parking area, you can see two huge storage tanks from the Haiphong Cement Factory. This is the parking area for cars and motorbikes. It's quite large, with lots of trees and plants around it. They even have a little place where they keep pigeons, which I found pretty interesting. This is the main gate leading into the historical site. Its design is inspired by the traditional gates you might see at ancient royal palaces and old Vietnamese imperial buildings. Now, let's head inside and take a look together. This is the exhibition area, where some historical artifacts from Vietnam's feudal period are preserved and displayed. I actually visited this place once when I was 18 with my classmates as part of a traditional visit before our university entrance exams. It looks like this area is temporarily closed today. And here you can see the visitor rules for the historical site. When visiting temples and historical sites in Vietnam, you'll often see small shrines like this, dedicated to national heroes, fallen soldiers, or important figures who made contributions to the country and its history. I'm walking through the grounds under the green trees, with sunlight shining through the leaves and casting cool shadows along the path. It feels so peaceful, quiet, and relaxing. In front of many temples and shrines in Vietnam, you'll often see statues placed on both sides of the entrance, like these two elephants kneeling by the gate. You can also see traditional dragon and phoenix designs, along with lion and mythical guardian statues. These are common symbols in Vietnamese and wider Asian architecture, often placed at temple entrances as protectors. This is the path leading up to Truc Lam Tu, a Buddhist temple on the mountain. There are lots of green trees on both sides, making the walk feel cool and peaceful. You can also see statues of the Arhat monks along the way. The entrance is decorated with many intricate carvings, made from stone and beautifully carved wooden doors. During holidays, Lunar New Year, or special days like the 1st and 15th days of the lunar month, this place can attract many visitors. On regular days, though, there are usually fewer people around, so the atmosphere here is quiet, peaceful, and almost completely still. Whenever I visit a temple, I usually come here to pray for my family's health, peace, and good luck, and to hope that everything in life and work goes smoothly. And this is a map showing the Battle of Bạch Đằng River in 1288, one of the most important victories in Vietnamese history. The temples and shrines here are all connected, so you can walk from one to another throughout the whole area. Look at this little cat I just spotted. It looks like it's stretching its legs or doing a little morning workout. So cute. I'm going to get a little closer and see if I can call it over. It seems pretty shy and small. Apparently, they keep cats here at the temple. And here comes another one. Looks like there are quite a few cats and other animals, like dogs, living around the temple. There are quite a few temples and shrines to explore, all surrounded by a peaceful natural setting. The grounds here are quite large, and there are many statues representing historical heroes and ordinary people who took part in battles during Vietnam's feudal period. You can even see statues of elephants, which were once used as a means of transportation and played an important role in warfare. I'm going to keep walking around and exploring this place to see what else I can find. Here is a large stone monument, standing on the back of a turtle. There are also stone tablets dedicated to President Ho Chi Minh and other historical heroes who took part in the battles here. Their stories and achievements have been recorded and carved into these stone tablets by historians. The grounds here are quite spacious and beautifully designed, with lots of intricate details inspired by traditional Vietnamese architecture. You can probably hear the temple bell ringing in the background. Every now and then, the sound of the bell echoes through the temple grounds, making the whole place feel even more peaceful and relaxing. I just came across a Buddhist monk ringing this huge temple bell. This is actually one of the first times I've seen a moment like this up close inside a temple. The atmosphere here feels very spiritual, peaceful, and solemn. Look at this! This is a huge traditional drum hanging inside the temple. I've honestly never seen a drum this big before. It's absolutely massive. And this is a beautiful bamboo grove. The bamboo is so green and lush, with sunlight shining through the leaves. I've never seen a bamboo forest this beautiful before, so I definitely had to take a little walk through it and capture the moment on camera. Honestly, it's hard to fully describe how beautiful this place is through a screen, but if you ever get the chance to visit, I think you'll really enjoy seeing it for yourself. This is another path leading toward the Bạch Đằng River battlefield site, where the old battlefield has been recreated along the river. There are beautiful rows of bamboo trees on both sides of the path. For now, I'm going to explore more of the temple and the surrounding area. Later, we'll head over to the Bạch Đằng site you can see in the distance. This is the area in front of the lake, right in front of the largest temple in this historical site. The temple is really huge and impressive. Next to it, you can also see a tall pen tower and a statue of Guan Yin, the Bodhisattva of compassion. The whole area feels very peaceful and grand, surrounded by water, trees, and traditional Buddhist architecture. I also spotted these beautiful red hibiscus flowers, with lush green leaves planted in neat rows along both sides of the walkway. They add a really nice touch of color to the whole area. The grounds also feature stone monuments and flagpoles, with a lake and small decorative rock formations around them. Everything is arranged to blend together naturally and create a peaceful, harmonious atmosphere. Standing at the far end of the grounds, I can see the wide Bạch Đằng River stretching out in front of me. Across the river, you can see the bridge connecting Hải Phòng with neighboring Quang Ninh province. The air here feels so cool and refreshing, almost like being by the sea, with a gentle breeze blowing through. There are also plenty of benches along the paths where visitors can sit and relax, with beautiful decorative carvings inspired by traditional Vietnamese architecture. I've just come across a group of older visitors wearing colorful traditional Vietnamese áo dài. They're heading toward the statues of the three national heroes to offer incense and pay their respects. Here you can see stone tablets showing the dates when different temples and shrines at the site were built, restored, or renovated. Around them, there are also poems carved into stone, honoring the national heroes who fought to protect Vietnam from foreign invaders. I'm going to head over there as well and take a closer look. The weather is really nice right now, with gentle sunlight, cool and fresh air, and a light breeze coming in from the river. It feels incredibly comfortable, peaceful, and relaxing. My friend and I are continuing toward the area where the three famous generals are honored. Just in front of the Bạch Đằng River, the tide is quite high today, so there's a stronger breeze coming in, and the water has risen quite a bit as well. You can also see a recreated section of the famous wooden stakes that were once used in the historic battle. Farther out on the river, you can see some large cargo boats carrying sand. It's pretty interesting to watch them slowly moving along the river. And here we have the main square, with these three huge statues standing tall and proudly overlooking the Bạch Đằng River. All three figures are pointing toward the river, where some of the most important battles in Vietnamese history took place against foreign invaders. From left to right, they are Emperor Lê Đại Hành, King No Quyen, and General Tren Quoc Tuan. These three historical figures are deeply respected in Vietnam for their contributions to defending the country. Many local people and visitors come here to offer incense, pay their respects, and pray for peace, good health, and good luck for themselves and their families. Standing here and looking at these enormous statues with the river in the background really gives you a sense of the history and significance of this place. Standing here at the feet of these three great historical figures, I can't help but feel proud of Vietnam's long and heroic history. These national heroes played an important role in defending the country with courage, intelligence, and determination, helping protect their homeland and preserve Vietnam's independence. Because of their great contributions, generations of Vietnamese people have continued to honor and remember them by building temples, creating monuments, and placing statues like these here. It's a meaningful reminder of the history and sacrifices that helped shape the peaceful and independent Vietnam we have today. From here by the river, I can see the bridge stretching across the water and connecting Hải Phòng with neighboring Quang Ninh province. It's amazing how easily people can travel between the two areas. After spending some time exploring, my friend and I are now heading back home, bringing this meaningful day of discovering Bạch Đằng Giang to an end. The sky is still bright, and since it's summer, it feels like there's still plenty of time left in the day to keep exploring. On the way back, I came across another adorable little cat that lives around the temple. It seems like these temple cats really have a peaceful life here. It's now around 6 p.m. and we're on our way back home. You can see that the streets in Vietnam are getting really busy because it's rush hour, with people heading home from work and school. The bridge we crossed earlier is now lit up with decorative lights, and it looks beautiful, doesn't it? It's definitely one of the most impressive and beautifully designed bridges in the city, at least in my opinion. My friend and I are continuing our ride home on the motorbike, bringing a long day of exploring to an end. It's been a really meaningful and interesting journey, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a different side of Hải Phòng with me. Thank you so much for watching all the way to this point. If you enjoyed the video, please support me by giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. It really gives me more motivation to keep making interesting and meaningful videos. And don't forget to let me know in the comments which country you're watching from. I'd love to know where everyone is joining me from. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.